think the overarching theme has just been that we've been intending or trying to do something or to get in some direction.
Yeah.
And we've just been like slammed into another direction or just slammed off center. Or so it seems.
Yeah. I think it was more like prep.
Yeah.
Can you handle everything we throw your way?
Yeah, I mean, and the answer is a clear no.
No, I mean, give us little credit, little bit.
Okay, so then, this is what takes me back to the gratitude post from this morning that I put up, right? Like, the more and more one feels self-empowered or one feels like, okay, I can do this, I've got this, the more I think the universe just shows you that, listen, you can't do anything without me. So I'm in your corner. And only when I'm in your corner, when the time is right, when you really, really got to do something, will it happen.
That's true.
So I guess that's why it's constantly about, what is the universe trying to say? What is the message here for me?
Yeah.
It's like when the internet wasn't working, or when we were trying to record or go live, or when your electricity was gone for the last 1.5 hours. We were just asking, like, what is the message here? What is the message here for me? And so I feel like it's a constant soul inquiry of sorts, just to constantly be checking in about, what is it that I'm being asked to recognize? What is the voice of my soul saying? Or what is the universe trying to say here?
What great, I mean, it's such a compassion, right? Saying, hey, that's not where you're supposed to go, so let's just, I kind of see them as these guardrails that you have to hold on when you learn to start skating.
Yeah.
It's just like that. I said, hey, maybe we shouldn't go there. And then we, in our, at least me, let me speak of myself, me in my limited self, limited thought and thinking that I want to go that way. And then I keep doing this.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think that's human nature. I don't want to say it's just you. Okay, let me speak for myself. I feel like I do that all the time. Like, you're hitting your head against the wall and you're saying, but why can't I go through? Why can't I go through? I think there's a wall. How are you going to go through that? So, yeah, I think
that's infinite compassion, I think.
Infinite compassion. That will constantly, lovingly try and bring you back, more and more, just to see, when you're ready to listen to the voice.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah.
So I think step one is recognizing, where is that voice taking me? Where is it asking me to, where is it leading me to? Where is it asking me to venture into or out of?
First, recognizing to stop. It's okay, what am I doing? I think that is the first step. Forget next step of asking where and all that. Just to sort of pause and say, okay, where am I at? What am I doing? What is the feedback I'm getting? And now, what do I want to do about it? I think it's to recognize when it's important for us to pause, stop, pause. I love that word, pause. There's so much. There is the potential of movement and the potential of stopping.
It's like the silence between two breaths.
Yeah.
That pause.
Yeah.
So pregnant.
With possibility.
Yeah. And also, again, that importance and that significance of gestation, of silence, of the dark, of the new moon, of the phase of the bud.
Yeah.
Like I showed you earlier, this so precious.
I know. Gosh, it's like as if it's frozen in time, isn't it?
So delicate and so precious. And I just found it lying in my rose garden this morning. Just like this. Just perfectly pregnant with the possibility of blooming and yet just frozen in time.
Yeah.
And I had to save her because I felt like there was a message in it for me right there saying, this is the importance of this phase too, of just pausing, of just taking that moment of silence in that madness and that frenzy of life and of the world and of all that you believe you have to do. If you can just take that pause. And it doesn't need to be a perfect environment for that pause. I was just contemplating the background sounds in your reality. And it's not meant to be perfect.
Yeah.
Because then how is that reality?
Yes.
And then taking a pause is so easy.
Yeah.
If everything were perfect and you have to take a pause, that's like so easy to do.
Yeah.
But in the madness of it, to pause and then to recognize what is the voice of my soul saying. And then, like you said earlier, right, acknowledging what that message is, just acknowledging it. It's such a big step from recognition to acknowledgement.
Yeah, one second. Talking about acknowledgement and pause, my 6-year-old is asking me something. 1 second. Yes, I am, Sam. Sorry.
So, there's so much distance to be traversed between recognition and acknowledgement.
That's beautiful, yes.
Sometimes it may feel like it's one and the same for people who feel that it's so easy for me to hear the voice of my soul and to just follow it. There's just no questions asked and no two ways about it, and I just follow. But in times where I've struggled to listen to what my soul is saying and then to have faith, to follow through, sometimes to take that leap of faith where you don't even know where that's going to take you. When I felt this soul calling to quit my job and do what I'm doing today, I had such a job security. I had all the money that I needed at the time. It was giving me all that anyone would think one needs. But acknowledging that, to be able to take the next step, you can't take the next step until you acknowledge what you're being asked to do for your own growth and flourishing. It's like the autumn leaves have to shed for the next bloom. You have to acknowledge that you are being asked to leave your mother behind, to fall to the ground and to become nothing, to become dust again.
Yeah.
Then you can sort of embrace what's being asked of you. And isn't that what being an instrument of service is? To allow that surrender, so much so that you're okay to dissolve.
Yeah.
That requires your conscious
participation.
The recognition and the acknowledgement. Once you have embraced, then you're just one. Then you are that instrument of divine service. And then you have embodied. You just have embodied. By virtue of embracing, you've embodied it.
I don't know about that. I think by virtue of embracing, I think embody you get to.
So it's a progression.
That's a process. Yeah, that's a process.
So I think it's more internal. There's not so much active participation from embracing to embodying, is there?
No, I think there is. Because, see, embracing can be, my diet is not perfect. I acknowledge it. and I embrace a new diet, and it's there as a chart on my fridge.
Right. And embodying is when I actually
do it.
Do it.
I see, for me personally, embodying is when I don't have to talk about it.
Right. You talk the talk, you walk the talk, sorry.
Walk the talk.
You walk the
yeah.
talk.
Where what I do and what I no, not what I do. When who I am is just there is it. It's like a gosh, I'm not getting the words. It's who I am is what shows. There is there is nothing that needs to be
said or
there's the sense of like, it's like when you see a saint.
Yeah, you just know.
He doesn't tell you, please come to me for wisdom. No, you go to the saint for wisdom. Now that is true embodiment. And I think that's a lifetime process that's non-stop. I don't think there's an end to embodiment. At least, I don't know. I don't think so. I think there is an embodiment. There's perhaps you embody to a degree.
So the way I'm getting it is that it's like when you embrace your soul's purpose, you're finally ready to walk the path. And then embodying is the entire journey and the process of walking that path. And like you're saying, there's no end to it because you're constantly walking that path.
Correct. Yes. That makes sense.
So you're on that path. So there's no working towards getting on the path or staying on the path or being on the path or in that sense wavering from the path. Yes, you may waver. But essentially, typically, if you've recognized and acknowledged what your soul is calling you to do and then you embrace it, technically, you're on the path and you're walking that path, and that is embodiment. And it's a constant process of embodiment.
Something. So what kept coming up for me was flow. I think you used it in the previous version of this video that we were trying to record, and then ended up with no audio in it. I thought that was very powerful. Which was where you said that it's flowing with what is coming through. Because I think it's when you say walking the path, what came up for me is that you don't always know what your path is. The next step might not always be revealed to you, which is why you said leap of faith.
Yeah.
So I think it's to flow with what is being in flow. I mean, I don't want to justify it or add more words to it, but just to flow with the universe. It's not always straight. It's not always linear.
Absolutely.
And it's about all the lessons you learn, the people's lives you touch.
So then even embracing also about surrendering.
Of course.
So much about surrender. So embracing is also not just that one momentary saying, yes, okay, I'm going to do it. But like today, when we acknowledge the call to create these podcasts, embracing it is also embracing all the challenges that come with it. And how much we have struggled to get there.
Absolutely, yeah. I was just going to say everything that comes with it: fear, challenge, overcome all.
Not wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Frustration.
Yes.
Why should I? Why am I being called to do it? To what end?
Yeah.
And I think when you embrace all of that and you say, no, I'm still going to push through, that's when you're truly listening to the voice of your soul. You're truly listening to the universe. And I think that is when the universe is in your corner. Because the universe recognizes that you are truly listening to your soul's voice, to the whispers of your soul.
Yeah.
And that's when you've got the universe in your corner, come what may, no matter what, no questions asked. And that
And
is, I think,
that is the quintessential feeling of, if you take one step towards God and God will take 10 steps towards you. I think that for me is just that moment of where I know I've pushed through that, and then the next, I don't know, many things just sort of click without a glitch.
yeah. So you know what? The visual that I had when you said this was the story of footsteps.
Yeah, oh God, yes, that's so beautiful.
It's just so
Oh my
beautiful,
God, I
right?
love that story. I absolutely love that story.
It's my
You want to say it for? Yeah, just you should just recount it. I love hearing that story.
Yeah, okay. So, the footstep story is basically how, I'm walking on the beach and I'm calling out to the divine and I'm saying, where are you in all my struggles? And the divine says, look, look at your footsteps. Look at the footsteps on the beach. I'm walking on the beach on the seashore. And I see just my footsteps and I say, where are you? I'm alone. And that's when the Lord says, you're not alone. You're actually lifted up in my arms. I'm holding you in my arms and you're walking. And that's why you see two footsteps and not four. And I feel like, this whole journey of recognition, acknowledgement, embracing, and embodying is to get to that point of footsteps, of the story of footsteps. Like when you're saying this, that, the difference for me between recognition, acknowledgement, and embracing versus embodying is that in recognition, acknowledgement, and embracing, like you said earlier, there's active participation. There's a lot more of I in the ego sense of me, in the not ego sense, in the limited sense of me, where there's a lot of active participation of the self, the limited self. When you embrace fully, you have surrendered and allowed the universe to just carry you and flow with you, or rather, you flow with the universe. And that's where I feel like embodiment then is just, I mean, for me, in that sense, embodiment is the destination. And within that embodiment, there's a journey.
Of course.
But in my microcosmic existence, I have arrived. If I can embody, if I can get past the challenges of how to recognize, then overcome the challenges in acknowledging, and then finally being able to embrace everything to really embrace, then once I have embodied, that's it, I'm there. And that is my experience of the story of footsteps, where finally I have allowed the universe to carry me. And I say, you know what? Now do thy bidding. I am truly the divine instrument of service, or the instrument of divine service. So, how do you break it down for yourself? Like, if it were a process, how would you do this 4-step process of recognizing, acknowledging, embracing, embodying? How do you do it?
I don't know. These 4 words just came up today when we were like sitting and riffing.
Yeah.
But if I were to put it into action steps, then it would be something that I would include in my journaling practice at the end of the day, right? To say, okay, what were those moments? Yeah, start with that. Were there any moments during the day where I mean, of course, like you said, the soul, the universe is always speaking to you. So did I recognize those moments that the universe was asking me to pause?
So first, it's like, okay, so in every moment, it's also recognizing when I'm being asked to pause.
Yeah, because
so just developing the awareness for that too.
Yes, I think so. And because there are sometimes when, like, even just before this, you said, no, let's just go ahead and do it. But mine was like, maybe we should just pause. I think both were true. I think both needed to be done. But it's just a question of, okay, how do we, let's just see what this, tune into the moment I think that is what is important here. And so, what did I tune in? Did I take the opportunities to tune in? Because when you tune in, you could be asked to do something or you could be asked to pause.
Yeah, so what did I do, or what didn't I do, or what could I do to recognize my soul's whispers?
Yes.
I think that's a great starting point.
Yeah.
And then, depending on what that question is, whether I did do or I didn't do or I could do, then I think the next question about acknowledgement is acknowledging what I did, acknowledging what I could do, or acknowledging what I didn't do.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that. And then the third question would be embrace. So embracing what I did do, and therefore, what is it asking me to do from here? Embracing what I didn't do, and therefore, what stopped me from doing, or listening, or being. And then embracing what I could do, because sometimes what you could do could be so embracing what I could do, and that could be a process. And so maybe you could ask yourself, what do I need to do to be able to embrace this?
Yeah.
Or what's preventing me from embracing
it? Yeah.
And then I actually like kind of just sleeping on that. And just allowing, kind of, opening your being with consciousness to allowing wisdom to come through during your sleep.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my God, that is so powerful.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of weight and power in those words. They say just sleep on it. Yeah. I think there's so much integration that happens when you just sleep on something.
It's
so much clarity.
Yeah. So much clarity. It feels like you have walked 1,000,000 miles. When you have consolidated in sleep, I think there's something very powerful that happens in sleep.
Yeah.
And that's what I was getting at. I mean, for me personally, when the mystery schools opened up, I think sleeping over something was given a whole new meaning. And that's why I feel that when you sleep over something, it's like also with conscious awareness to open your being.
Yeah.
Because that's when the masters are communicating with you, and you don't have to do anything special except just open and allow.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened for me when the mystery schools opened up for me, and the masters were able to communicate and download and transmit and share their wisdom so much.
Of course.
And so I feel like the first 3 steps are truly just so much of just committing yourself to that journey. And the embodiment, comes actually quite naturally. When you just do this repetitively. It's almost like I have a visual of somebody who's constantly performing yoga, who's devoted to their yogic practice. The embodiment of that yoga is going to come, whether it's good health or it's, ojas, just illuminated being, or whether it is chiseled body, that embodiment will come.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I mean, perhaps then the next day you can, reflect about what is it that I can do now to embody all the wisdom that came through yesterday, all the teachings and learnings that came through, all the insights that I gathered. Also, I think as an exercise or an activity of becoming more and more aware of what is my soul trying to say to me here. These 3 questions or these 3 pillars of recognize, acknowledge, and embrace, they really kind of help you through that process of just learning how to listen to the voice of the soul.
Hmm.
Should we pull some cards?
Hmm. Yes, please.
See what the masters have to say.
Hmm.
So I feel like, so I want to say this that, in the previous recording that went mute and we lost the recording, we did pull three cards and I want to acknowledge them, but I'm also feeling like I want to put them back and I want to see what comes up
Yeah,
this time.
yeah, always. I love it when we do that, and if
Yeah.
the same cards come up again, if
Or,
I don't know if they will,
yeah,
if
I
you
don't
know,
know. Yeah,
but
I also feel
and I
like,
don't know. Maybe we've learned our lesson, and there's something else in store for us.
and I also feel like this recording is a little different from what came through
Yes,
the
yes,
previous
yes.
time. So I don't know
Yeah.
what cards will come, but I want to acknowledge these. I mean, because maybe there's a message for someone out there who's going to
Yes,
watch
yeah.
this.
Of course, absolutely.
And they're beautiful cards. I mean, this was such a powerful message. So
Yeah.
the first one that came up very quickly was Portal, and it said doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card.
And this is the Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell.
No, this is not Work Your Light. This is the Starseed Oracle.
Okay.
Work Your Light is just for you and me. So, the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell.
Of course.
She's just amazing. I'm such a big fan.
Thank you, Rebecca Campbell.
I resonate
More
so
power to you.
deeply with her work.
Yeah,
with
she's
all
so
of it.
amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
So, I feel like, this is the quintessential, universe always telling you that the choice is yours. It's in your hands. You choose. You decide.
And that's their gift to us, no? The power of free will is just. I don't think at least I know I don't acknowledge that or give it due credit enough. That it's my choice and it's everything is a consequence of a choice that I have made at some point of time, in some timeline, in some dimension that I can't comprehend right now.
Yeah, you can't even fathom. Sometimes you can't even join the dots. It's like this morning when I had that aha moment, in which I made the other video about, where I felt this overwhelming wave of gratitude for the life that I have, and it's nothing. It's nothing. I mean, it's nothing. Whatever. Just simple things.
Wait. Now this is a good one. It's linking back to a good point.
What?
That it's nothing according to who. Remember the point about defining success?
Success? Yeah, I agree. I take that back. Universe, I take that back. Because for me, my definition of success, and here it goes, okay? Back in 2000, I don't know, 12, 13, 11 maybe, I had put my display picture in Gmail. It was this photograph that said, I want to create a life from which I never need to take a vacation.
There you go.
And I mean,
and you've created it in and how?
Yeah.
You're so stoked to come to work every day. Like, I mean, come on. If that's not nothing, it's everything.
Yeah.
It is everything in capital letters with like exclamation points.
Bet.
It's
I mean,
what
the
you
power
want
of
ultimately,
manifesting,
right?
just that thought. Like for the next 15 years, I didn't remember that was my display picture, because who goes back to Gmail and checks, what's the icon in my DP? Who put that there? I have no recollection of when and why I put that there. But that is the life I manifested. I mean, with so much more. So yes, I mean, this morning I had this wave of gratitude, and I'm saying it's not a big deal because I was having this wave of gratitude for, my kids going to school, me having yoga class, me being on this amazing nutrition plan where I'm, drinking these juices and whatever. And I'm really so glad that I'm finally being able to find the time to honor my body after my babies. And in that moment, the realization was that I've created this life. Like you just said, like I created this. And the self empowerment that comes from that. But also, just going back to what you said about ego earlier, I don't know if you're in this call, right? And how we can get so trapped in the ego sense of, oh my god, I created this life. And in that same second, the awareness that I got is that you could not have done anything if the universe wasn't in your corner. And you know, the gratitude and the humility that just flows with that. And the recognition that, oh gosh, I mean, of course, where's the question of being able to manifest anything at all if it weren't for the grace of the masters and the universe having my back?
Oh God, yes, 100%.
So, you know, when you say about the compassion that the masters have for giving us free will, it really reminds me that along with that self empowerment, there's so much grace, there's so much of being held.
Oh yes, oh yes.
That no matter what, you know, you make your choice. We're here to support you no matter what. So I feel like this is such a powerful card.
Yeah.
And then the second card that came up, you remember, gosh, this one blew me. It's called the Great Severing. And the question we had asked, I don't know if I clarified, the question that we had asked was something to the effect of what is it that I can do in order to hone my skills of recognizing the voice of my soul.
Yes, I think that was it.
Right?
We used different words, but essentially it was it. Yes. That was it.
And so the first card was of the portal, and that how you know you have choice and you decide, and the doors are opening. Rewards, and it says wild card. I mean, you do what you want with it, right? You make what you want with it. And then the Great Severing, it says Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. And so it's almost like if you're not listening to your inner voice, that inner conflict that it creates of just not being true to who you are, not being true to yourself. And then finally, it's like, however massive those boulders will be, the ocean is going to hit it over 1 billion years and create sand out of it, the softest sand, no matter what. And so you are going to soften into love anyway. So you can choose the path of resistance or the path of flow.
Yeah.
Like the portal for me is like being told, listen, the doors are opening, you know, you choose what you want and follow the way. Let me take you, usher you through the portal.
Yeah.
Or you can resist, but you'll still get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then finally, the Star Keeper card.
Oh, wow, that's such an amazing. Look at that. Gosh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah. Look at that light.
Wait, I need to wear my glasses. Hold on. Oh, wow.
Star Keeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. Like, how else can I listen to the voice of the universe and my inner voice, my inner wisdom, if I'm not grounded and anchored? So it's like, you know, if I go into the mind and the wooziness or the wooiness of the ego, you're not grounded at all. You're not anchored in the heart. You're not anchored in your being.
Yeah.
So you instantly know that this is not the voice of my soul. If you're going all out on some kind of party with the ego.
Yeah.
And I think that for me also just differentiates, you know, when is it that my soul is calling out to me and when am I on a trip with my mind and my ego.
So this is a great, I'll tell you one of the things that I feel it's very true. Like when I am flowing with the signs from the universe, I feel rejuvenated and refreshed.
Oh yes.
It would and that would mean I'm up for, you know, days together trying to finish something. But there's that sense of inner lightness and joy and energy. But when I'm on a trip, ego trip, not substance induced, is tired, being tired, being cranky, yelling at my kids, finding fault with everything,
Yeah.
just being someone I don't want to spend any time with. For me, that's the big sign. It's like, dude, you just like you missed the bus. You're on the wrong bus in the wrong route.
Yeah,
Maybe you want to get off and take a break.
I think that's so easy. That's the only word I'm getting. It's so easy to recognize.
Yeah.
Because that's not what it's going to sound like when your soul is speaking to you.
Yeah.
When the universe is speaking to you, or when the masters are speaking to you.
Yeah.
So if you had one question as a viewer,
okay,
what would that be? I mean, what clarity would you seek after? Oh my God, there is something coming through. Okay, this card just flew out. So whatever the question may be, let's see.
It's the point. I saw it because you were waving it at me.
What you said, that the same card flies through. Vani, this is what it is. I mean, it's your choice. You get to choose. It's up to you. You know what? I want to see what Rebecca's guidebook says about this
Guidebook
card.
says.
Because I think her guidebook just, it gives so much more insight. But I feel like this is what it is, It's up to you. I mean, you create your destiny. It's like I felt about February, we're really like in the bud phase. You can choose to remain stagnant, where the bud just stopped, dried up, and fell down, or you can choose to bloom into the most fragrant, most beautiful rose that will be placed, at the altar of the divine.
Honoring the divine, beautifying it's just.
Will embellish a home, or maybe, a bridegroom in their Jaimala.
Or in on their sharara, this little, whatever they called, buttonhole, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Portal, doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wild card. Doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. So much for the comet that's going to fly through. The timing is right. The universe is saying yes. You have the Midas. Oh my God, the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It's also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short space of time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking. Projects that you've been working on are coming into fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest and taste your well earned fruits. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. See, this is what we were saying about just flowing with it versus resisting. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into the new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use this energy and jump right on. I would say, what is it that I am resisting? Taking the leap on.
That's the question.
That's the question.
Should pull. That's the question. And there's something else that occurred to me while you were reading Rebecca's words from the guidebook. Is that I think 26th of January, India's Republic Day, Australia Day, was Vasant Panchami, which is this festival of spring. That's the harbinger of spring in India, and it's also the day we honor Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom and knowledge. Today we're what? 1st February. Yeah. It's almost like saying, hey, this is the portal. We've opened you into it.
4 days into that, 4 days after that, five. You know what also came up for me? The moment I read You Have the Midas Touch, I had this bolt of a flash of something that came to me yesterday, and they said, park this and we'll come through when you're recording for the next episode of Cosmic Light Healing Podcast.
What was it?
And what they said was, you are the alchemist. Alchemy takes place inside of you and outside of you. You are the alchemist of your own world and your own reality. You choose where to place your energy. Place it wisely. The alchemist is nobody else, nobody outside of you who you need to go to, nobody who you need to seek but your own self. Seek and you shall find, for the alchemy lies within your own being. You are the alchemist. So, what was the question we said? That is the question that we have to ask.
See, this is why I should be writing things down. Here I'm sitting and listening like some.
Well, I mean, how much are you going to write? We've been at it since the last 3 hours.
Yeah, well. When if the time comes to it, like we're blanking out. No?
I know. So the question was,
what is it that we're resisting taking?
What is it that we're resisting taking the leap towards? Okay, so no, it can't be what.
What is stopping me? No, what was it?
What's preventing me from taking? What's preventing me from taking the leap that my soul is asking me to take? Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Does that sound?
That sounds okay. It's not a yes and no question. No.
No, that's fine. What? The question's not feeling right.
Yeah. What were we talking about at that point of time? Then that question just came through so spontaneously.
So spontaneously, because that was it.
Okay, point to self. Have paper and pen next to me next time. Okay, just speak. I mean, what's coming through is now a message for all the questions that may be in the minds of people at the moment.
Beautiful. So I'm just going to pick 2 cards.
Yes.
And one or both will answer whatever questions that you have in your mind, your heart, your consciousness, your awareness that you may not even be aware of right now. So this is the first card. And this is the second card. But I pushed a third card back, so I'm going to have to take that out. Okay. Wow. So the first card, it's beautiful.
Just put your finger down, I can't read it. Big picture thinking. Then you'll have to read the superscript.
Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. It's like trust in yourself. You know.
Look at the big picture.
Look at the big picture. Don't get lost in the details. Don't get lost in the microcosm. I mean, it's like looking into the universe. Look at that. It's so gorgeous. So it's like just look beyond.
And there's a portal that you can walk through.
Portal, yeah. That I think connects back to the portal card.
Exactly. That's exactly why I pointed it out.
The choice is yours. The second card that came through, my gosh, so beautiful.
The Pyramids of Giza.
Yeah.
Isn't it the Pyramids of Giza?
And Isis, yes. Isis or Horus, is that? I don't know, I can't tell.
I can't make out on the screen.
Yeah. It says star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. And this is when I was talking about the mystery school. And between you and me, you know, I was talking about the mystery schools of Egypt, so they are definitely my star ancestors. So there they have to come up. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Yeah, I mean, what am I not looking deep enough about, right? Like, I need to look deeper to be able to answer my soul's questions. Ooh. Do you see that being there lying down?
Oh, yes.
There's a being lying down.
Yes.
It says star bathing. I love it. Oh my good heavens, you have to hear this. You know what the card says?
No.
You can't even guess. Light body.
Okay.
Crystal grid. Transmission. Activation.
That's a card for you and me.
No, my love. You know what this also is? And you know why this is for everyone? What did we talk about? We spoke about sleeping. We spoke about
All right.
letting your thoughts be in your sleep so that the masters could speak to you in your sleep. Conscious awareness. With conscious awareness, when you plant seeds of thoughts with conscious awareness and the mystery schools and the masters open up, this is star bathing. So that what you do is in your light body, the crystal grid of the universe aligns with the crystal grid of the human body that we now know through quantum physics.
Yes, the quantum biology.
Quantum biology, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. Through quantum biology, we know that a crystal grid is what is the tapestry of our being.
Yeah.
Just like the tapestry of the universe.
Absolutely.
And when that connects like antennas of the microcosm with the macrocosm, what takes place? Transmissions, communication.
Yeah.
And with that, your whole being is activated.
That was the third card.
That was the third card. That's embodiment for me. I mean, now if you go back to the 4 pillars, recognition, in order to recognize, you have to look at the big picture. You have to think the big picture, not get into the smallness of everything, right?
Yes.
Then
acknowledge
and embrace. Look a little deeper. Only when you look a little deeper will you acknowledge and embrace. So the star ancestors are saying there are hidden secrets, there's lost wisdom. Of course,
reclaim that.
Reclaim that because your soul whispers are coming from the space of lost wisdom. Listen to what the soul wisdom is saying and reclaim that. When you reclaim that by acknowledging, then you allow yourself to embrace. When you embrace by looking deeper, and then you are on the journey to embodiment, and this is what happens. This is exactly what we spoke of when we said, do this 3-step process. Go to sleep with conscious awareness of asking the masters, the universe, your soul to speak to you. And this is what happens. I don't think we need clarity from the book.
No.
I think there's a lot here.
Yeah.
To break down.
Sleep on it. Sleep on it.
So let's let everyone sleep on it too.
Yeah, let everyone sleep on it. Okay. Yeah.
I love how this happens.
Oh, always. Gosh, there's so much grace. So much divine intervention.
And so much ready to come through when you just want to sit and receive. Anytime, anywhere, all the time.
Yeah.
So I just want to say a big thank you to the universe. I'm just so
Yes, of course.
So filled with gratitude and humility.
I thank you. I thank you. I thank you, that divine presence. I thank you.